Wow. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, whoa.
This is what y'all voted for. You're disappointed. It's your fault. That guy not falling for it. That bitch scared, dude. Watch this.
Help! Help!
Yeah.
We play a trick on you.
Yeah.
You think you fall through a bridge, but you really not. Oh.
Yeah, it's fucked up, ain't it? That was what y'all voted for. I'm sorry you guys got what I consider to be a bad one. Here's a good one, though. And then I'll do the fish one. But here's a good one. Watch it.
Holy shit. My bad. I didn't mean to knock you out.
Let me move us out of the way.
I'm sorry.
Halo music.
Oh!
Gosh.
I'm so funny and I'm wasting my time using this Kermit. Yeah.
Yo, mama.
It's so
Yo, mama.
funny.
Yo, mama.
And also, yeah, this is my meal voice.
Yeah.
Expression change. Real
Not
quick.
talking now, are you? You
Oreo.
thought I was feeling you? That Kermit a munch.
Oh my
Oh my god! Where's Animal?
Oh, down here.
That was Kermit Uncensored Unleashed. And then the other one we were kind of hoping for. Sometimes it's good to know things. Otherwise, you can be tricked and made fun of on the internet. Here, I'm trying to delay till I can find it. Here it is. Share this tab instead. Plop it up. All right, here you go.
Let's say there was 100 fish in a pond, and 13 of those fish were causing half of the issues in the pond. What should we do with those 13 fish?
What should we do, Rob?
Kill him and eat him.
Kill him and eat him.
Kill him and eat him, bro.
Wow.
Kill him and eat him.
Kill him and
Kill
eat
the
him.
13 fish?
Kill him and eat him. Kill him.
Fuck it, kill him.
Let's say
They don't know, Rob. they don't know the joke.
No, they don't.
And it's not a joke. You picked Kermit. Kermit was right. Kermit was right. That was the correct.
Kermit was the winner. Kermit's the winner in my heart.
Now, hey Rob,
Hey.
we're gonna be joined by Josh a little bit later. Until then, what you drinking?
Oh, I'm drinking this high noon, and I'm gonna try and steal a joke from Mobile comic Carson Taylor. He has a really funny joke. His taste in alcohol and prostitutes is the same because at the end of the day, he can only afford a tall boy. So
nice.
we're gonna drink the tall boy.
Nice. There you go. I'm back on the swamp juice, getting loose on the juice. Always a good time. Yeah, we needed to do these extra shows. Like I said on the last show, we're going to try to do a bunch of extra shows. I sent the schedule to the boys. It looks pretty daunting, doesn't it, Rob?
Yeah, it does. It does. But we can do it. There might be some lonely nights. There might be some lonely nights where it's just me and Tim, or him and Josh, or Tim and Mitch.
But yeah, it's going to be something like that. That's about right. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're trying to hit 150 by the LPF convention, and so we got that all sorted out. We got more information today about the gun range event and some other stuff that they're going to be doing there. So we're going to have a lot of great content and footage to share from LPF Con. So we want to line it up to get 150, and if we do that, it just so happens that we'll also hit Grand Rapids at 200, which was the goal for this season, if you want to call it that. So it's going to be awesome. Yeah, that's what's going on. Josh is going to be late from now on. So every time he comes in, just blame him for getting promoted and doing well in life. He shouldn't do that. I don't know where to start, Rob. Do you want to start with like the big news or the funny news, or where do you want to go first? I got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I got some stuff bookmarked too. We can just start with the news, just regular news.
Okay.
And then as we get more drunk, we'll get into the funny.
Yeah, to the fun and funny. All right. So I guess this is the big news today is that Mr. Waltz is out. Let me blow this up in a different way. Mike Waltz is out as national security advisor. Trump says he's going to go to be the UN ambassador. So the news broke earlier this morning that Mike Waltz was being fired. And then later, now they're spinning that as Mike Waltz is getting a promotion because now he's going to UN ambassador.
Right. Is
yeah.
that a promotion, though?
It depends on who you ask. If you ask Tim Pool right now, he's live right now, and he's calling it a promotion. And then almost everybody else is saying, no, it's not a promotion.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're definitely different jobs here. Ambassador to UN. So America's ambassador to UN. I mean, that is a pretty big deal, right? It is a pretty big deal, but you know, to me, it's kind of like a lateral move.
Yeah.
It's not like a promotion.
Yeah.
It's more because you're doing a different thing. You're going from advising the president on national security
to representing the president for the world.
Right. So now he's kind of he's he's not advising anymore. He's not advising anymore. So is that a promotion?
Yeah, I don't think so. If you read the stuff there, it's I don't think it's a promotion. I think it's just kind of like a get the fuck out of my face. You'll remember Mike Waltz is the guy who invited the journalist to the Signal chat. That was him. He did that. And so Trump was pissed at him then, but didn't want to fire him. I don't know if it's because he didn't want to look weak or whatever. But he made comments about that too, saying like, oh, he learned his lesson. That was a long time ago. And we're moving on from it. But it's just kind of like, I think if it's my guess is like Trump saw that, wanted to fire him, didn't want to look weak and didn't want to look like it was chaotic. So he let some time pass. Now he's giving him this bullshit job. That's what I think. But
I think that's a pretty good summarization of it. Like Republicans and I mean us too, we're not fans of.
Rob died again. His computer froze. It happened during the pre-show. Oh my God. So embarrassing. Come on, Rob. Yeah, this is what the bonus shows are gonna be like because we have to deal with this shit. But that's all right. Yeah, no, the initially reported that he's being fired. The bad part, and this is what I wanted to talk to Rob about too, is that Rubio is, here we go. I'm gonna blow up. Look, guys, it's just like old times. When we were doing the convention streams, it was just me, you, and some douche. It's back to that again. No, he didn't have a brain fart. His computer's retarded. That's what happened. But yeah, Rob's still thinking. He's still thinking about the implications of what would happen. But no, Rubio's going to be the guy in charge now, and that's bad too. That's fucking bad too. That's Nikki Haley's last job. Yeah, and then she decided to go anti-Trump, and then she tried to turn pro-Trump at the last minute to try to get her old job back, and that didn't fucking work out either, did it? So I don't know. Mike Waltz, the thing that I'm worried about with anything to do with the UN, like the UN is set up to go. This is way too. Listen, son. we can go all the way, baby. We can go all the way. We can show off all of my fancy bottles. I want to believe. I don't know which hand to use. We could do all that stuff. Who'd they put in Waltz's place? Right now is Marco Rubio. Right now is going to be Rubio. And he's just supposed to be there for the interim. There's a bunch of speculation about who it could be. But what I was going to say is like my thing with the UN is like the UN is set up to go after Russia, right? Like that's it. It was supposed to be like this anti-Russia, anti-communist thing. We could just go back to Bolton. No fucking way, dude. No fucking way. Yeah. But it's set up to be this anti-Russia, anti-communist thing. Why am I alone? Assholes, y'all are distracting me. It's supposed to be this anti-communist thing, and so like it's set up for war. The whole premise of the UN is if you fuck with anybody in the UN fucks with you. So what I'm worried about with having anyone like Rubio or Waltz in there is that we're gonna waltz into another war, that we're just gonna end up fighting someone else's battles. Waltz, to his credit, previously spoke out against Russia Russia and Ukraine and all that stuff there, saying that we shouldn't be involved in the business of peacekeeping. But that doesn't necessarily mean that like he's against the idea of us being involved in the war in Ukraine. He just doesn't think that we should be sending troops or whatever. He wants the EU to step up and do all that same stuff that Trump's been saying, but at the same time, he wants us to send them weapons, provide military intelligence, and still be involved in that way. So I'm checking on Rob to see if he's dead. I know his computer fucked up on him earlier when we were in the pre-show, looking for that Bolton bonus check. No fucking way, dude. No, the names that they put forward. Okay, so out of the names that they put forward, like Marco Rubio's taking the helm right now. The one of the people at the top of the list is Stephen Miller. I think he's currently like the chief of staff or something like that. Sebastian Gorka is another name that they put up. That would be like terrible. Here he is. Hi, Rob.
T-Mobile sucks, dude. Don't have T-Mobile for home internet.
Yeah, they were getting real mad because I got real big. I thought you froze again. That was
I usually. I was just picturing the idea of you getting real big, and now it gave me Kermit flashbacks.
Kermit flashbacks. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, what I was telling the guys is, so Waltz is out, right? Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I was doing the
Oh, so Waltz is out. So Rubio is interim national security advisor.
Still the same thing. It doesn't.
Yep. And
doesn't make any difference.
So these are the people they're talking about replacing him with. Stephen Miller, current, like I think he's chief of staff or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Sebastian Gorka. Is another name that keeps coming up. And then more recently, Stephen Witkoff was another one. So I don't know enough about any of these people, so I did probably what you're doing right now and seeing where these people stand on different things. And so I had Grok do a ranking thing for me.
Yeah.
And I was trying to ask it. First, I asked it, like, who do you think's going to replace Mike Waltz? And Grok was confused. First, it said Stephen Witkoff. And then it later had to correct itself and say that Stephen Witkoff said that he does not want the job. I guess he came out maybe after I asked the first question that he didn't want it. So then I was like, okay, which one aligns more with Trump's like America First agenda, rhetoric, bullshit? Because that's probably who he's going to pick, is somebody who agrees with him. And then I also asked it which one was least likely to start a new war. And the alignments were, or the rankings were aligned. So at the top of that list would be Stephen Miller, surprisingly. And the reasoning was Stephen Miller cares more about domestic policy. But that's exactly why Grok said he wouldn't win. Because he said, like, you know, even though he's concerned with domestic policy, unlikely to start a war, he's not really interested in the foreign discussion as far as foreign policy and those sort of things. So he probably won't be picked for that reason. Mm-hmm. Steve Witkoff was second in alignment with Trump and least likely to start a war. And again, he's already said, I'm not doing it. So he's already declined the job before it was offered. And then third place was Rubio. It said, even though Rubio is already the state, what is it? State something.
Secretary of State.
Yeah, Secretary of State. There it is. Yeah, even though he's already in that position and holds like 4 other roles in the White House I didn't know about until today. He does like all this other shit already. Because he's the interim, he's like the most likely person to go forward. Plus, he's super close with Trump. Plus, all the major foreign policy experience. He's the most logical choice. The question is whether or not Rubio would take it. And I'm not really sure. And then last was Gorka on all accounts, saying that Gorka was most likely to start a war and least aligned with the Trump agenda. And also, Grok said that he is pretty much unqualified. Basically, that he currently serves as like a counterterrorism advisor or something like that. And this would be like $2,000 of a promotion for somebody in that position.
Yeah, I'm thinking if Rubio's in it now, I mean, the two positions kind of go hand in hand, right? Like,
yeah,
national security advisor.
Does he dual wield the roles? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're allowed to do that. I'm not sure what the rules are there. If you can hold 2 positions in a cabinet, right? So would it be
maybe
in the cabinet? So I think moving forward, Trump. I mean, he stays on there for at least a while.
Yeah.
Any one of these guys that I'm not happy with.
Replace Josh Counter with a smoke along chirp. Oh, there you go. So every time he says the word, you hit the chirp.
Mm.
That's a very sneaky way to do it.
Yeah, no, it's blatant. We would.
Well, it's kind of like the fish thing. Like if you don't understand the reference, you won't get the joke.
Oh, they understand. They know. Well, they can't hear it, but anyway, we decided we're not gonna bring attention to it. Right.
Yeah.
That's what we had decided.
Does the chirp bring too much attention?
I think the chirp. Yeah,
I think Josh would get it.
I think we'd be chirping. I think we'd be chirping.
Yeah.
We'd be chirping. That's $20 though, so we might have to do it.
Yeah, we might have to do it. We definitely have to take a drink though.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Tuned into Liberty Libations for a little bit. Didn't see him drinking too much. Maybe
I
I
know.
was not looking.
No, they don't enforce it too well. You have to remind them. Yeah, well, that's why we're the only libertarian show with a 2-drink minimum. It's a very unique and niche title, but we hold it.
Yeah, and not many people can do it. Not many people put their bodies on the line like we do for you guys.
Yeah, that's right. It's not fake. We're out here every night putting our bodies on the line for your entertainment.
So when I get vodka-induced pancreatic cancer, you guys can look at me and go,
It's all right.
that
Ronan.
man did it for all 622 of his subscribers.
That's okay. Ronan will purchase you new breasts. So
That's not the kind of...
that's what he can afford. Okay, we can cure cancer or we can get boobs. Get boobs, Rob.
I'm just going to die. I'm just going to die with nice tits.
You'll die with tits. It'll be cool. It'll be a good time, man. Be a good time.
It's not transitioning. It's just emotional support titties.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I don't remember how much you remember from Signalgate, but Waltz was like the guy that was like, pretty gung-ho about bombing the shit out of everybody. So what does that say about his UN prospects?
I mean, he's gonna have a rough time. Most member states in the UN are like free Palestine people and want a 2-state solution. It seems like he is on the Israel side of things,
Right.
much like everyone else,
Of course.
in Trump's cabinet. But I mean, looking at everyone else, like I just looked up who was that guy? The
Stephen Miller.
No, the other Stephen.
Witkoff.
Wickoff, yeah, I looked up him, and he was like special envoy to the Middle East. So he wouldn't be much better when it comes to that. And that's like the main, for me, that's the main like war I'm kind of worried about is breaking out into a big war with Iran right now, because the Ukraine thing, like I feel it's slowing down. Like we're not talking about it as much. I'm not sure. I think aid went to Ukraine like recently, but
Yeah.
they're certainly ramping down and upping peace talks here and there, and
I don't
that's
know.
what he said when he was coming into office. So
I kind of get like the opposite feeling. Like he came in, tried to remember it was we're gonna end the war day one. Hell, we might even end it before day one. We're gonna do all this stuff, and then we had Zelensky. The Zelensky you haven't even said thank you moment that came, and then after that, like then there was like some mineral deal that fell through. Remember that was right after. Was like, okay, we're sorry. We say thank you now. Please.
But
give
they
us
made
mineral
they
deal.
made a deal with Russia.
They had like a ceasefire, temporary ceasefire, and then that lasted less than a week. And
No, I think they made like a mineral deal. Like they went.
Zelensky did.
No. U.S.
Oh well, as far as I know, like everything is still ongoing. Like they're still blowing each other up. There is no ceasefire. There is no deal, and we're just kind of butting out of it, which is better. I mean, if we can't end the war, let them kill each other. But as long as we're not involved anymore, mineral deal just got signed, says Barfo. Okay, so maybe let's make Israel our UN ambassador. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Okay, we're gonna do what they want anyway. We might as well just give them our seat. That's not a bad idea. I appreciate that one. Mario was saying if Rubio's their only option for so many roles, it's a testament to how competent people they really have, or how many few people are willing to work with them. You see that problem in the LP all the time. It's like you have the same people doing multiple roles because no one else gives a shit to do it. So it could be that situation too.
I'm searching past month here. United States and Ukraine signed a minerals deal on April 30th, so yesterday. aimed at
okay.
establishing a joint investment fund to help rebuild Ukraine after the war with Russia. Deal includes a list of 57 mineral resources such as uranium, lithium, rare earth elements, precious metals, oil, natural gas. It stipulates colloidal silver in your body. So
Oh,
whenever you
no.
take it, they
It stops the frogs from
take-
turning gay.
yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, anytime I hear colloidal silver now, thanks, Alex. Appreciate it.
They say you turn blue if you drink too much of it. That's what you want. You want to turn a little blue. That way,
little blue.
when
It keeps the commie out. The red,
Yeah.
the blue counteracts the red.
when the police come to your house, you can play dead and it looks like you're dead. Then they try and take you away. Then that's what make your getaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like we're gonna be responsible for rebuilding Ukraine. Great.
Yeah. The caveat that I noticed when you were saying that is after the war ends.
After the war ends.
Yeah. So, when does
But
it
that's
end?
also what the what this AI answer came up with. So I just Googled it.
I mean,
real quick.
it's kind of like a key detail, like it's not like we're going there and rebuilding right now so they can blow it up again and then we have to pay to rebuild it again. That would never happen. We'd never waste money like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for any contradicting facts here. Yeah, CNBC, New York Times, all saying they've signed a mineral deal. This might have been after Trump, Macron, and Zelensky were at that. Yeah, it looks that they got a picture of it in this article. So Macron was trying to talk with Zelensky and Trump, and then Trump was like, "Hey, Macron, go suck your wife's dick," and then sat down with Zelensky in the middle of a room, just two chairs.
Yeah.
Here, I can. You know what I'm
go
talking
ahead.
about, though.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll share this. Share screen.
Let's put it on there and I'll take care of it. There you go. All right. What's this? You got to zoom in a bit. That'll work.
This agreement signals clearly to Russia that the Trump administration is committed to a peace process centered on a free, sovereign, and prosperous Ukraine over the long term. Bessent said in a statement. Let's see, who's Bessent? U.S. Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent.
Okay.
So the U.S. Secretary of the Treasury is okay with using the money coming from this deal.
Rule and senseless war. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good language here coming from Bessent, but he's okay with using the money from this to rebuild Ukraine. So,
Yeah.
whatever. Since his inauguration in January, Trump's pushed for mineral deal with Ukraine, saying an agreement to jointly develop and monetize Kyiv's deposits of rare earths critical. I mean, it is theirs, so we're getting it. I mean, that's good. And this is right after he told Macron to go suck his wife's dick.
Maybe not after Russia takes it all.
Right.
Yeah.
If no Ukraine left, then no Ukraine deal.
That's how it works, bitch. Yeah. Dead can't testify. Fuck off.
Yeah, let's see. Putin might not have came out with a statement yet, but we'll see. Yeah, they attended Pope Francis's funeral last week.
Oh,
so
that's where they met?
that's
Okay.
where it was. Yeah, you can tell by the chairs.
Yeah, those are pretty ornate
Those
chairs.
those
Yeah.
are Pope funeral chairs right there.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, that looks pretty intense. He's dressed up this time, so Trump was like, I'll talk to you.
Yeah, they got a video. They got a picture, but it wasn't like a video press conference like last time.
Yeah,
so.
look at those shoes. Those shoes are adding at least 2 inches. What are those, Hokas?
He's a little man.
Hokas or something. Yeah.
And he's an actor, so he's self-conscious.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if the language is actually after the war, and if it is. If it does say that, then that's kind of an incentive for the U.S. to not fund it and drive it to a peace deal, because then we're getting minerals and shit from it. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yesterday's news.
Yesterday's news today.
Yeah.
There you go. Let me see. I got another one here. This was, I guess this just completed recently, and Homan's pissing everybody off again. Oh my God. Fuck you.
He a hoe, man.
Man,
Man.
I hate this shit where they're always like, give me money. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. I
No,
looked
no,
at it.
no.
I looked at it 3 times today, and that's too many times. Somebody was telling me, trying to see if it's in here. My buddy sent me a thing where you can get these articles for free. I was trying to find it. I don't know. Anyway, there's a 6-day ice raid completed in Florida, and apparently they arrested 1,000 people, 1,100 people.
Yeah, I saw them at the Buc-ee's going towards Mobile, Alabama. They got off a bus. They were all
No
waiting in
way.
line to take a shit. No, I mean, I
At the Buc-ee's?
yeah, I don't know what was going on. I was coming back from a comedy show
Yeah.
from like Mobile or something, and then like I always do, stop at the Buc-ee's. Robbie Bernstein saw this too. He can attest for it. There was just like so many Mexicans. They like were hopping off of a charter bus or something, hanging
Yeah.
around the Buc-ee's, went into the bathroom, and they're just in line waiting to take a shit. So maybe they're getting shipped back, maybe not. I don't know. But there was a lot of them.
I was trying to see if we could get our sexy lips reporter to come back because he's always on the immigration shit. But I don't see anything from him. Instead I've got other sexy lips. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's see what's going on here.
What's her name? Coral Gables?
Illegal immigrants continue across the country, including here in South Florida, and state assets are now being used in the roundups. Local 10's Janine Stanwood is live now in Sweetwater with what she's learned today. Janine?
Calvin, state law enforcement like Florida Highway Patrol, they are now assisting on these arrests. The White House says anyone
What's your
without
name,
legal
Sweetwater?
documentation could be deported. New video showing Florida Highway Patrol mobilizing, assisting the feds in targeted arrests of undocumented migrants in Tallahassee. It's happening in South Florida.
Man,
and
hold on,
across
come
the
back.
country.
The
Nearly
bone, not the
1,000
bonefish, dog.
They got him at the grill, man.
Irrigation excellence since 1987. You're gonna take that, man?
Is that what it said? Oh yeah.
Irrigation excellence since 1987. That man's trying to keep your lawns nice. Come on, dog.
Yo, what up, Trigger? All right, let's go.
in Tallahassee.
Not
It's
the
happening in
Bonefish
South
Grill,
Florida
dog.
and across the country. Nearly 1,000
damn.
arrests today alone. Here's the Homeland Security Secretary.
Dang.
We're getting the dirt bags off these streets.
While the
Whoa, what is she? What?
We're getting these dirt bags off
Homeland
these
Security
streets.
Secretary.
Ma'am, they're just cooks and irrigation specialists. They're not like
Yeah, these goddamn dirt bags.
yeah. This fucking guy's mowing a lawn over here.
Yeah, when I see those immigrants, I just think of my dog, and I just want to shoot them.
I think
We're
of
getting the dirt
all
bags
those
off
roofs
these
they're
streets.
trying to
While
fix
the
for lower
administration
than
said
regular
criminals are the
prices.
priority, citing arrests of rapists and gang members. The White House press secretary says everyone
Did
here
you rape
illegally
that lawn? You
Come
raped that
on.
lawn, didn't you?
Come on.
is fair game.
If you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal. And so therefore you
You're
are
not a
subject to
rapist.
deportation.
Now it's nothing. People
Yeah.
are scared.
That has these laborers at a Southwest Miami-Dade
At the Home
Depot
Depot.
rattled.
I'm afraid to be deported. I can't go back to Nicaragua.
Hi.
I got into a bad fight back in 2018 where I
Uh-huh.
was shot at.
No one
I'm afraid to
remembers you.
return.
No one remembers you.
At South Florida schools,
You know-
where the administration says arrests could
What?
I've heard this story a few times from a few different illegals, and I wonder if it's just that bad down there, or if that's like their story, because it's like that's what you would claim for asylum, and they get their shit together, right? They're like, I had to leave because I was in danger,
Right.
because that's a requirement to seek asylum. But then why didn't you seek asylum? Right? Like a lot of these people don't seek asylum, and then they
Right.
claim like,
Because the line is too
I was
long,
in trouble.
essay.
yeah, yeah. That whole scene reminded me of that South Park episode. Like, we need
Yeah.
you to write our essays, and they're like, I wrote my essay. I wrote my essay in Honduras.
Administration says arrests could happen at the discretion of agents. The Broward Teachers Union president says this.
I really think they're going to handle it under the rules that we have, and we're going to listen and ask our general counsel,
That'd be
and they're going to
fucking
abide
rough,
by the
dude.
law, but they're not just going to hand over anything.
Homeland Security investigations and ICE here locally have not released exact numbers of arrests here in South Florida. Law enforcement sources say these arrests will be ongoing. There's no end date yet. We're in
Ain't no goddamn end date. They're just gonna
Whatever
keep
you say,
coming.
Sweetwater.
Sweetwater. That's her name now. Yeah, so like in connection with that, like that, so they said they don't have numbers for South Florida specifically. The article that I pulled up earlier from the New York Times claimed 1,100 so far in Florida. They've already arrested. So that's going on.
There's a lot more than that.
No, that's how many they've arrested so far.
Yeah,
is
I
what they
know.
were saying. Yeah,
There's a lot more.
all
But,
these rapist bonefish crooks.
yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a lot. That's 11,000 arrests. I mean, in just South Florida. So we'll see.
So this was I think this is a lefty account. Call to activism sounds lefty. Yeah.
What would you know about lefty accounts, Tim?
I don't know. Maybe I'll tell you later. So to monitor and stop the Trump administration. So yeah, sounds leftist. But anyway, they said breaking in an absolutely shocking moment. ICE Director Tom Homan suggests he will start arresting Democratic mayors. So this is the clip.
So the president signed an executive order just this week threatening to defund sanctuary cities for their policies. Why not just arrest the leaders who
Why
are
not?
harboring and shielding illegal aliens, actually terrorists?
Look at him smiling, dude.
Deportation.
Wait to see what's coming.
Wait till you see what's coming. He
Ooh.
said with a big smile on his face.
Huh.
You think what do you think happens when he starts arresting mayors? Like he already arrested a judge, right? They arrested
Yeah.
some judge that was like putting out orders.
Yeah, and I haven't looked into all the details of that yet, but we definitely need to go over it in the show and do a little research on that because I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think they should be arresting judges and shit like that. So, but we'll see if he starts arresting people in cities. Then I think us as libertarians, we have to ask ourselves, like, I don't know. Let's say they came down really hard on the war on drugs, and the federal government says all drugs are illegal, marijuana is, and then you have these cities that are popping up where their mayor's like, we're not going to make arrests for marijuana. Can the federal government come in and start arresting the mayor for, deprioritizing or like decriminalizing weed and mushrooms and shit in his city? I think that's a colorable analogy and argument. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, if it applies to one law, why doesn't it apply to all of them?
Right, but not everything's equal because that's the same deal with like abortion and like drug law and like shit like that. It's like you're supposed to get the equal protection of laws. Okay, well then, how come we have some states who have marijuana that's legal and some states that have it illegal?
Well, the feds pretty much gave up on that, right? Like,
No.
I think like immigration is a thing where it's like strictly federal. Like states can say whatever they want, but they don't have a right to control immigration according to laws or whatever. So in Tom Homan's position, like if there's like a federal crime, then maybe that's a little bit different. So like you're saying, like the drugs and
Well, it's
stuff
still
like that.
it would still be a federal crime, though.
Yeah, but like they just gave up. Like I think federal marijuana laws are still on the books, but they don't enforce them. They just gave up. Like they did. Obama tried to shut down a bunch of dispensaries, and then that didn't work, and so he gave up. And like ever since then, not even Trump's been trying to bring it back.
Yeah, I think it depends on if you get caught going across state lines, because then they'll throw the federal rules at you, the federal laws at you. Like if I got caught with marijuana going across state lines, like trafficking wise, I think they
What
would
if
still
it was
get you.
legal in both states?
Yeah, I don't know. Depends
I
on
don't know. We should try
what
it.
legal. Yeah. You want to make some money?
We should try.
Wait, let me call up some Mexicans real quick. Wait, I think it goes hand in hand. I think the issues, part of the issue is the drugs.
Yeah, maybe.
you know?
Yeah. Well, as
Yeah.
long as you don't have fentanyl, you're okay. If you can bring ketamine, MDMA,
Fentanyl.
some cocaine. Yeah, as long as you ain't got that fentanyl, you're good to go.
Putting all these balls in your mouth.
Yeah. Judge was suspended by Wisconsin Supreme Court, a Democratic court. Oh, yeah, but there was another one that he arrested. I think that's what we were talking about.
A Wisconsin
Yeah.
judge? What is he judging? Cheese? Come on, let's go.
They should arrest libertarian comic lawyers. Oh,
They
that
They
seems
should.
very targeted.
Yeah, they should arrest us all one of us. I don't know another libertarian comic lawyer.
Lawyer, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I know some libertarian lawyers that are funny, but they don't pretend to be comics. Only one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other stuff
We
that's
tend.
going. Yeah. Other stuff that's going on in Trump's admin. So everybody's reflecting on the 100 days. I'm trying to save our 100-day assessment for when Pete comes on. I think we're going to try to get him on Thursday, like a week from today. I think that'll be fine.
Don't do that.
Why?
I got a show.
Oh, okay. You want to be there?
Yeah, I want to be here.
Well, we can do it, but the longer we push it out, the harder, the less about 100 days it becomes.
See if he can
Yeah.
do Tuesday or Wednesday, because he got
he can't
super racist.
Yeah, he can't do Tuesday next week, but he can probably do the following. And Rob's dead again. God fucking damn it. We was just gonna get right into it. You know what I'm saying? We was grooving. We was having a gay old time. And then T-Mobile got him again. Do I need a license to grow weed in states where it's legal? Probably. I don't think that there's any states. I haven't kept up on this too much, but I don't think there's any states that don't require permits. Like, there's nothing that's like fully recreational, no laws, like Libertopia kind of bullshit. Or can you not grow in USA? No, you can definitely grow pot in the US. It's just a matter of whether or not you need what kind of permits you need. Like, some of them only allow certain companies. Some of them have permits, but the permits are super restrictive. Like, you can only grow like 5 plants per person. So it all kind of depends on where you're at. But as far as I know, there's none that's just like weed doesn't matter and you can do whatever you want. Like, that doesn't exist. Because a lot of, and this is the activist part where they fucked up on this, is because the activists were saying like, well, this is a great tax revenue for the state. This is good for the government. And so you have to, so they pitched it on that. And then the idea was that you would buy licenses and you would get permits and do all those kinds of things. Medical patients. Yeah, like personal use growth. This is a good point by Doug. The personal use, you can grow for personal use, but I don't like commercially, like you can't just go buy like a plot of land and grow without getting plants. Yeah, many legalizations, so many plants per person. Exactly. Y'all don't need a license to grow in Arizona, like 6 plants. Again, see, you're limited, 6 plants. Like, yeah, so that you can do it, to answer your question. From New Zealand, they only have recently allowed for medicinal, but it's highly regulated and super expensive. Yeah, I would say it's probably, I mean, any regulation is too much, in my opinion. But so yeah, it's regulated here as well. Maybe not as bad as New Zealand, especially in places like, if 6 plants is probably good for one person, especially if you can get like, back in my day, when you used to grow weed, you know, there's this like thing you can do where you clip the top of it and it'll like grow out into 2, and then you can clip those 2 and they'll grow out into 2 more, and you can make like a weed bush out of a single plant. So I don't think that the regulations have caught up with the idea that one plant can produce a pound or so. And so if you like stagger it out, you know, maybe 6 plants will sustain you throughout the year. That could work out. But yeah. So there's regulations on it and there's rules and those kinds of things. Rob, unfortunately, is probably one of the better people to ask, because he's like super involved in all the decriminalization or decrim nature and all those initiatives. I think he's fucking up worrying about mushrooms and shit, but you know what I mean? I've seen that and it's beautiful. Yeah, it's like I learned it because it was something to do, like back when I used to cut trees. We decided, join the Discord if you're not there already. I think everybody that's here is already in there. But we were talking about it the last time, that we're like the Libertarian Arborist Caucus or whatever. It's a bunch of us used to cut trees. But that's where I learned it, because there's a lot of trees that you can do. Like, you'll see like there's like all these cool tree shapes where they make like chairs and shit, and that's how they do it. Rob.
Currently dealing with T-Mobile firmware and software updates on my internet. It's I can't stop it.
You can't do it. Hey, Rob, are there any states that you know of where you can just grow weed without any permits or anything like that? That's what we were talking about while you were reconnecting.
It would be in cities where it's decriminalized. So, but as far as like growing wise, I don't know. I don't know the exact laws in these states. Because in a lot of these states, especially like here in Florida with the medical, it costs a lot of money to get even a medical grower's license, like millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, so like this is be like an example like I was talking about because we were talking about like you're limited on like the number of plants you can grow.
Yep.
And I was explaining like there's a way you can grow weed to like branch it out into like a big old bush. But like
Whoa.
this thing with like a tree, they do that. They use that same method I was talking about where they split it at the bottom when it's young and then they control the branches and grow it out. So cool shit like that. I used to be an arborist in Vegas during the summers. You need another member? Yeah, man. I thought you were there. Aren't you in? Yeah. Rob, were you there for that? We've decided that there's a libertarian arborist caucus. All of us that used to cut and manage trees.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. You're not welcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
In several states, you can grow marijuana without a license for personal use, but the number of plants you cultivate is limited, just like you were saying. Alaska, you can grow up to 3 mature and 3 immature plants. Arizona, where Josh is at, up to 6 plants are allowed
There you go.
at
You were
a
right.
private non-commercial use, non-commercial residence. So a lot of this is just for personal use.
Right.
California, you can cultivate up to 6 plants. Medical users have no limit on cultivation. Colorado 6, Connecticut 3, Hawaii 7, Illinois 5, Maine 3, Massachusetts 6, Maryland 2, Michigan.
How many
can grow 12 plants in Michigan. They're getting really high up there. They don't have
How many
an
in
ocean.
New Hampshire? How many in New Hampshire?
I don't see New Hampshire on here.
Oh.
fuck. Well, Florida's not on here either.
We didn't talk about that. I asked about New Hampshire, okay?
As a matter of fact, New York is on here. California is on here. So a bunch of Libby states on here before Florida and New Hampshire.
Slacking. Yeah.
That's because Republicans don't like drugs.
Well, yeah.
And weed to them is a drug.
But there's no like what we were talking about. There's like no state where you can do it without getting a permit or without like some of these limits for personal use. There's there's no free weed state. It doesn't happen.
No.
And like I was telling him, what do you think about this, Mr. Decrim Nature? I think it was a mistake in the activist part. They compromised by saying, like, by pitching it as like, this is good revenue for the state. This will be good for the state because you can tax the shit out of it and have all these permits. And now because of that, you have all these restrictions, even though it's legal, which drives up the price.
Yeah, that was my main gripe with when I was trying to work with 1, Florida Can and the lady there, 2, Normal of Florida. Like, and Normal has a big name across the country for like passing, you know, resolutions and like legislation regarding weed. Yeah. But the main thing they always do is self-regulate. When they go to Tallahassee or they go to wherever they're trying to pass the legislation. Shut the fuck up, dogs! Jesus Christ! When they go there, they say we're gonna limit our plant growth to we're gonna limit our own resolutions.
Yeah. They don't come in with the big ask. They cut themselves short beforehand.
Because they're worried about the anti-lobby, the moms against drunk driving, the mothers against drugs. And my thing was like, why are you going to worry about them? They're going to be there anyway. Like, just ask for it full-on decrim because it is a plant. It is nature. You should be able to, you know, buy and sell like eggs, grow it like tomatoes and shit. And as far as the psychedelics go, there's like a struggle with the medical people who want it medicalized. Like a lot of those people are trying to study it. They're trying to take like these magical plant medicines and take the mystical experience out of it and sell it to you in a pill with all the benefits. And to me, that's like saying, okay, I can give you tickets to a football game or I can give you a pill that makes you feel later what it's like to have been at a football game.
Right.
You won't remember it or anything. You're just gonna feel like you went. And
I guess this is an interesting conversation about like how far are you willing to compromise to get progress, right? Because like, okay, permits and taxes and all that kind of stuff is revenue for the state. It feeds the beast. Maybe that's a bad compromise. But then like the medicinal argument too is like, okay, we want to have legalized marijuana, but the only way it will be acceptable and pass is if we do it on a recreational basis. Now, that also comes with this database that the state holds that says you have some kind of illness or disability, because now you have to register. You have to go there and say, I'm chronically depressed and I need marijuana.
Yeah.
And now you're on a list of a person who's chronically depressed. And so, like, when does a trade-off become not worth it? Like, I think, like, with school choice, we talk about it with, like, education. Like, school choice isn't ideal, but it is a step forward. So, like, with marijuana and drugs and all those kinds of things, it's kind of the same thing. But is that an acceptable line?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, for me right now, the step forward, realistically, is to keep people from being arrested, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
Or
make it
or
available.
mandatory minimums and things like that.
Yeah, and make it available in the market, right? So if someone is selling a weed drink, like a Delta 8 or Delta 9 drink, they're in Florida here, the consumer and agriculture and the agriculture and consumer services department, they're coming down really hard on head shops right now because of the new guy who got in. So
yeah,
products are being seized, and it's not just the products that look like the kid gummies. It's products that, are just pissing off the Republicans.
Yeah.
So I think the issue is both sides think the government's the answer and think taxing's the answer and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they have no input from the other side, nor do they want it. We sent a guy to Tallahassee to combat this bill that wasn't even about drugs or psilocybin or anything like that, but it had a paragraph in there about psilocybin and spores and mushrooms in this 116 page thing, or 100 and something page thing bill. There was only one paragraph, and that made it illegal to transport spores and psilocybin and shit like that, which kind of darkened the gray area that was already around mushrooms in Florida.
Right.
And we had someone speak on it, and then no one in the Senate or in the hearing addressed it. In fact, they smirked at him and didn't say shit about it. So they don't respect you at all. They don't respect you. They don't care about your rights to ingest any of these substances. And they want to tax it.
Hippies copping about your rights to see God. Fuck you.
Yeah, and my thing is they want to tax it, or they want to put you in jail over it. And it's like, you should have neither. You should be forced to take these substances.
Okay, but then again, there's the compromise. You could go to jail, or you could pay a fine.
Yeah, paying the fine is better.
Preferable.
Right?
Yeah.
Preferable. Yeah. And that's what the resolution I'm trying to pass in cities does. It deprioritizes, because now we're kind of getting into a spot where if that law passed, we can't just straight up say it's not illegal, because now the city doesn't have home rule anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Drugs.
Some other stuff that I wanted to bring up. So back on the topic of the 100 days thing, everybody's evaluating Trump's first 100 days in office, and a big thing that everybody's focusing on is the economy. So I don't know if you saw GDP numbers came out. They're negative for the first time in a long time. So the tariff strategy is not working. But can you believe how Vance is going to spin this? I'm sure you can, because you can probably read. But how do you think Vance is going to spin this?
I mean, the amount of spinning I've seen done lately, it's been terrible.
That's on Pornhub. I'm talking about presidential politics.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. JD is typically pretty good at cutting in at an angle that I don't see. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. We'll see.
All right, get ready to drink, guys. Rob's going to be disappointed.
President thinks that we have to make more of our own stuff.
The economy shrank. First time in 3 years. People are pointing to the tariff policy. There are people looking at their 401ks.
By 0.3? Come on now.
It doesn't matter. It's negative. It's never been negative 3 years.
What do you tell them? Is this going to work?
So the first thing is, when you talk about the economy, this is Joe Biden's economy, and we inherited $2 trillion of debt, the highest peacetime deficits in American history.
Oh, I could have told you that.
Yeah, he's going to blame Biden. and
Yeah.
it's Biden's debt and it's Biden's fault. Never mind the fact that we just passed a spending bill that was larger than Biden's.
Right.
Never mind that bullshit.
Right.
It's all his fault.
We're not making enough of our own stuff. And the president came in and he said, this is not always going to be easy. It would have been very easy.
That's not what he said, and that's part of the problem because he came in and said, "I'm going to fix all this shit day one." It's day 101.
The fucking reporter goes, actually, JD, we have a quote from Trump. He said,
Yeah.
It's going to be so easy. You're not going to believe how easy it's going to be. Actually,
Exactly.
they're going to beg. They're going to beg for our business.
Yeah. Yeah. No. The interesting thing is we're full of shit.
For Donald Trump to do what administrations past have done, which is borrow a lot of money and continue fueling the national debt. He said, no, we need a reset. We need American workers to have better jobs. We need to protect the jobs that they have right now. And we need to be more self-reliant as an economy, which, by the way, will drive down those skyrocketing levels of debt that we've seen. That is what he promised he was going to do. And he came in, and we've started that process. Now,
now what? I hate they cut that off. Now what? It's
Now-
not working out as planned, and we don't give a shit because we're going to keep moving forward.
Now, if you take a look at the Venn diagram, we have make laws for
Wait,
step
hang
one,
on,
step
hang on.
two.
Hang on. I'm going to get you a Venn diagram. You
Oh,
ready?
not a Venn diagram. It's just I just want the you'd like
Oh,
a
the gnome
recycle-
plan.
No,
The
I
gnome
want
plan.
like a
Oh, okay.
recycle logo, like just it's going all like life cycle kind of thing. The snake eating its own tail, if you will.
Yeah, I know what you mean. For some reason, it fucking glitched on me. Hold on.
Beep, you're wrong tab, Tim. Wrong tab.
Yeah, wrong tab, wrong tab. Back out, pull out, pull out.
China.
All right, here it is. This is what
All
I
right.
wanted.
All right, here we go.
All right. So how many circles do I need?
You just need one big, like a bunch of arrows just pointing to each other in a circle. you
Oh,
know?
okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So what's step one?
Step one, we have to repeal all of Joe Biden's terrible laws and make new laws, executive orders.
All right. We repeal Biden.
Now, draw an arrow. You won't believe this.
Uh-huh.
The second, remove all Mexicans and illegal immigrants who have the jobs.
Uh-huh. Oh, it capitalized Mexicans. It knows. Okay. Are we looping back yet?
Now loop back. No, wait, not that
Not
far.
that far.
Don't loop
Okay.
back that far.
Okay.
All right. Tariffs on goods.
Tariffs on stuff. Okay.
Another arrow, not all the way back yet either.
Okay. This is so retarded. Go ahead.
Convince white people to take shitty jobs and black people.
Suck it, pores. Okay.
And then we're back to making new laws.
Yeah, repeal Biden and make new laws. So this is the Trump strategy? I don't like
so
it.
you remove the people that were illegal working under the table because businesses could pay that, and it kept prices down. And then you put tariffs on shit, and now prices are going to go up, but people are bringing business here, and so now there are more jobs and less people to fill those jobs who are illegal. So now the poor people, instead of shucking up all the welfare, are going to have to go get a factory job.
Yeah.
In the new U.S. of A. Maybe even a oil drilling job in the Gulf of America. Maybe you want one of those.
I feel like this graph needs work. I feel like it can be improved.
Yeah, that's a rough draft. It's a rough draft, but that's what's happening right now. Like, it is a rough draft here, but that is like the plan pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell why it's not working.
No. We're just in the removing Mexicans part still. We're just doing the Mexicans and the tariffs at the same time.
We love ourselves regularly. Onlyfans.com/RealSwamcast.
Are you not entertained?
Is this true? Is inflation down officially?
Inflation is down.
Inflation rates month to month.
Inflation do be going down though.
Yeah, monthly inflation rates in the United States have fluctuated over the past year. Blah blah blah. No shit. I'm trying to find. Give me a. You got a source for that, huh? You got a link, huh? You just making shit up? Yeah, I don't know. I'm Mexican, but my family been in California, but since before it was a state. So you're like a grandfather.
Because it was Mexico, dumbass. You're gonna have to go back to Mexico.
You gotta go back to the motherland. Get the fuck out.
And we took their land.
All right, so let's start getting into some fun shit here.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I teased the guys earlier, and I said, "Hey guys, I did a thing, and you'll never believe what I did." But here we go. So we'll start with this.
Protest against the Trump.
Shut up, bitch. So there was a lot of protests going on around the country today. If you didn't know, today is International Workers' Day, otherwise known as Mayday, otherwise known as Commie Holiday, whatever you want to call it. It's fucking bullshit. But anyway, that was going on today, and so this was the report on it.
Protests against the Trump administration planned across the nation and here on the Central Coast today. Organizers using today, which is International Workers' Day, to get their message out. It's often a day for protests and civil action. The 5051 movement says it's planning for more than 1,000 events across the country. That would include ones in Salinas, Hollister, Watsonville, and Santa Cruz. This is in response to the executive orders and policy changes since President Trump took office.
Yeah, so that was a really brief breakdown. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's going on. So you'll notice
against the Trump
this thing here in the
administration
beginning. In the beginning, she mentions this group, the 5051 movement. And so I wanted to know what these fucking people were all about. So Mayday demonstrations span coast to coast, 5051 anti-Trump protests. They go on and talk about like just all the countries. If you go on social media right now and just look up 5051, you may find me, but you may also find a bunch of other states and organizations just like promoting like what they're doing. And they're basically out there saying like, Trump is ruining everything and we have to be against Trump. He's hurting workers. It's your typical leftist propaganda bullshit. I found out some interesting stuff though, doing some research on this. Mayday has a very interesting history. So I guess back when Marx and all them were going around, and that was like the big thing. Back during the Cold Wars and all that. 1919 before the World Wars and all that. They were the socialists were getting real big. They had some big protests in Boston, New York, and Cleveland. A bunch of people got killed. Like Mayday massacre was like a lot of the headlines back then. It popped up again in the 30s. It seems to pop up whenever there's strife, like whenever there's social unrest or like economic unrest specifically. So like in the 30s, they had a whole bunch of stuff. Those demonstrations then were openly ran by the Communist Party. So they weren't even like hiding who they were. 47, it wasn't until, oh yeah, here we go. Hang on, we got to pause. He's going to like this. You joined at a good time, sir. Oh yeah? Yeah, you may not realize it, but you did. I did a thing today, and we're learning what that thing was. What are you drinking, Josh? You can turn up a little bit. You always got to do this. I don't know what's going on.
How about now?
A little bit more.
Yeah, more.
How about now?
Didn't
more.
change.
How about now?
It's the same.
It's the same, yeah.
You're just yelling louder. Maybe just pull your mic closer. Maybe you don't have to turn up at all. Maybe you No, that didn't help.
It's not in the mic. Yeah, your sound's not coming from the mic. Oh.
Turn sideways. All right. He's coming back.
Lick my balls.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's a chirp. We need a chirp right there.
Skirp.
What up with her eyebrows? She looks digital angry. Did she? I don't. Here, let me switch back to her. Did she look digital angry? Is that what was going on here? Yeah, I mean, she's a news reporter. She's pissed. She's like, I could have done OnlyFans if only I was 20 years younger. God damn it.
Yeah, she looks like she's disappointed in her husband for not winning the country club scramble.
That's a very good guess. It's accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know. While we're waiting on Josh, yeah, there's a bunch of like lefty shit. Apparently, we used to be a proper country. God damn it! There he comes, right there.
Now.
Yeah, better.
That sounds better. Yeah. All right. What are you drinking, Josh?
I'm getting an echo.
There
but
you go.
okay.
Yeah. Are you?
Fuck
Oh
your
yeah, I am
echo.
too. Yeah, there's an echo.
Jesus fucking Christ! Can we not win tonight?
No,
you can't. We need. All right. New fundraising campaign to buy Josh a real computer so he stops using his fucking tablet.
No. I'm gonna spend it on hookers and cocaine.
Yeah.
No, we're just gonna the swamp will buy the laptop and ship it to you, so you have no choice.
What?
Yes.
Whoa.
The swamp can only afford a what's that Google laptop? The Chromebook. We can only afford the Chromebook.
Yeah. No. We gotta invest that money in Bitcoin
Oh,
or some shit coin, and like
we were gonna buy
600%
Kramer coin on Tuesday.
Yeah, pump and dump.
Yeah, you missed Kramer.
Not that Kramer.
Rob's soundboard is louder than all of us. There you go.
The stack 1, I have 8 stacks, and stack 1 is significantly louder than the other stacks, and I don't know how loud it is.
Yeah, Josh is really using a tablet. Barfo says he's got some scrap computer parts around that could help you out. What are you drinking, Josh? I've been trying to get here. What's up?
Trying to eat my dinner too. Jesus. I got
that's
the
a weed
Dragoon
drink.
Brewery, but we went with the juicy IPA tonight. something different.
Ooh, getting juicy.
I like hazy IPAs, but I just started noticing the juicy IPAs, and they're pretty much like the hazy IPAs. They're good.
They're juicy, I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Josh doesn't need a gaming PC. We'll take whatever scrap parts you can spare. It'll work out just fine. As long as it's got an Ethernet port, he'll survive. All right, but anyway, so we're talking about Mayday, Josh. You know that communist holiday that everybody loves so much? That was today.
It was today?
It was today. Yeah, it was today.
I had to work. I don't know this shit. I actually
Yeah.
click on like these fucking losers.
Yeah, it was today. So Mayday demonstration span across coast to
That's
coast.
what the fuck that was coming. Holy shit.
Yeah, so you
I
did
run
see
over,
it.
Like so many people on the way home. That's why I'm late, guys. There was like Tucson got shut the fuck down. There was roads blocked and cops everywhere, and I passed people with angry "fuck Trump" signs, and I told them suck my dick out the window. It was horrible.
Yeah, man, that's what it was. It was all these fucking Mayday protesters. They weren't calling it that. They were calling it like 50-51, like is what they kept going with. So the 50-51 stands for 50 states, 50 protests, 1 movement, or something like that is what that stands for. Funny enough, Brittany was telling me that 5150 is a code. Here, let me read this out. In California, 5150 is like some code about like mental illness, where it's kind of like being Baker acted. You know what that says? Where like you call out on your crazy person and they get taken by the government. So 5150 is that. So not that. Should be that, but not that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so these protests were happening everywhere. I guess AOC showed up at one. CNN was everywhere, broadcasting this like, oh, look at how much trouble the Trump administration's in. Look at all these commies. Apparently, we used to be a proper country. This is what I was saying before. In 1947, the U.S. Veterans of Foreign Wars declared it Loyalty Day and said it was to counter communist influence. In 1958, the American Bar Association campaigned to have it recognized as Law Day. That was later accepted by Congress. So a bunch of not communists tried to change this, but it's still recognized worldwide as like International Workers' Day or some kind of other commie bullshit. And then you'll remember too, back in 2021, remember the Black Bloc, that the Antifa protesters that got in fights with all the police and stuff.
Yep.
That was all on Mayday as well. So,
oh, really? With
yeah.
the skillet to the head?
Yeah, all that shit back then. Yeah. So all that was going on. So I wanted to know who the fuck is 5051 and what kind of ties do they have? So this is their website. And I went in and I was like, let me go to their guide here. I'm just walking you through exactly what I did. And I was like, hey, okay, this is their bullshit. Here's what they call on their government to do. Let me blow this up even bigger for you. We call on our government to uphold the Constitution and end executive overreach.
Oh, they're libertarians. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Why they're so fucking annoying.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. And I was like, okay, this doesn't sound terrible, but it definitely looks like a lefty movement, especially if they're going to pick like Mayday of all days to do it.
Yeah.
And so I kept scrolling down like this, and I saw nonviolent. Okay, that's cool. Inclusivity. Okay.
Oh.
Major red flag right there. De-escalation, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, okay, they have social media at 5051 movement on social media. There's one place that is notably missing from this list. They have Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Threads, Mastodon. If you go,
What the fuck is Mastodon, bro?
Mastodon is like a lefty Substack. You guys tell me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But like if you go on their website too, like they promote all this other stuff, but there's one icon that's missing here.
Mm-hmm.
What's missing?
X.
That's right. And so when I saw that, I was like, something is off. Like, why do they not have this? That's another indication to me that they were a lefty website. So you know what I did?
What'd you do, Timothy? You dirty
This
boy,
one-
you.
The Swampcast now owns at 5051 movement on X. They didn't even. They did not even claim it to prevent someone else from doing it.
Oh God.
So
50
on
tents,
their-
50 smells. Man, come back.
Yeah, I got more. I got more.
Oh wait, you got more? What?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, so-
man, where's my beer? I gotta keep drinking now. I'm excited. Oh yeah, done.
Yeah, so
Somebody's
on their
getting raped.
on their website, they're like, hey, go follow us. So if anyone goes on X and goes to look it up, they're going to find us. It's going to be us instead. X.com, Real Swampcast. 50 Tents, 50 Smells, one parody account because you have to let them know.
One follower. Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know. It just happened. Whoever this is, Pam Dewick. I don't know. It doesn't
Pam
matter. It doesn't
Dewick.
matter. I started it like an hour ago. It'll grow. It'll be fine.
You gotta
But-
get it verified.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's fine. So I've been making posts under the account. So I tried to start it and like be a little bit serious. I was like, send us your favorite photos, and then I was gonna make fun of them all. That was my plan. But then no one responded, so I kept going. So anonymous, popular bullshit account. Oh, thanks for the here. We got to take a drink real quick, boys. Ronan just gave out 5 more. There
Let's
we go.
go. Good. God dang, Ronan. Mr. Moneybags over there.
Just in time too, because we're about to crank out them Sunday shows. So it's gonna be a good time. You guys are worth my investment. Hell yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Love you.
So yeah, anonymous. If you ever follow them on X, they're awful. They're always posting like commie bullshit. And they're like, Portland, Oregon respects liberty and democracy, rejects fascism and oligarchy. And then they like post this thing about all the people in Oregon that were protesting. Comrades,
Dude.
drag your ragged, lice-ridden carcasses to the Mayday revolt.
Yes.
Though we may be a stinking parade of misery, and the bourgeoisie will surely gag at our stench, we shall choke them out with it.
Yes.
Join us. Join us for our rot.
Comrades.
Join us for our rot is our rebellion. Smell the
Smell the
revolution.
revolution.
It's going to be so good.
Smell the revolution.
So here's another one. Somebody was posting about Bozeman, Montana. Look how many commies are in Montana.
Yeah, you
Isn't
know,
that crazy?
We just need to give them their own state. Just go take California. You know, let's trade with them. You guys need to get out of here.
Yeah, so that was going on. I said, wretched kin, we are the reeking revolt. Find ourselves compelled to fight against the power with our festering stench. Join us and our scabbed fist will crack their thrones and rot down their lies. The bourgeoisie will tremble before our filthy defiance. Hashtag rot against rulers. And then I keep tagging 5051. And then this one was my favorite one. Most recently. So this was the thing going around. Stephen Miller saying some shit about people's children.
Children will be taught to love America. Children will be taught to be patriots. Children will be taught civic.
He looks like he's like sleeping. He looks like he's like under the control of someone with like a joystick somewhere.
That nigga look like he doped out right now.
Yeah, he looks like he's high as fuck.
Yeah, so children are going to be taught all these things. I said, no, Stephen Miller. Children will be taught that all toys must be shared equally in the glorious people's sandbox. Mm-hmm. Capitalist pigs hoard the dolls, but our brave comrades will seize the means of playtime. One crown for all, no bourgeois glitter allowed. Commie cuddles.
You got look, you got 4 notifications.
Oh, it's building. It's building. Yeah,
Oh,
all the boys are coming in. All the boys are coming in.
Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So we own at 5051 movement. So any requests that you guys have, just tag me and say 5051 or something like that. Whatever you want me to post, I'll post it and we'll piss off all the commies.
I would say they're so dumb for not making a Twitter account.
It is so dumb, dude.
But then again, it's like they don't want to use the lefties don't want to use it, so they're not on here.
What did they
really
think was going to happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Some asshole on the internet was going to fucking co-opt it and turn it into some other shit.
Yeah, and I bet they know or they will know about it, but they're definitely going to know. No one's going to know.
The revolution will not be televised. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been having fun with that. So that's the thing I did. It's going to be cool. It's our swamp now. Any anti-communist stuff, I'm going to use the 5051 movement to post it. And they can get mad, but parody accounts are allowed as long as you say it's parody. So, so that's going to be fun. Speaking of stupid-ass leftist people, Tim Walz is back in the news.
Hey.
Yeah. Apparently,
what do you do? Cry?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Shove a tampon in his butthole.
Only on OnlyFans.com/RealSwampCast. So he said, Tim Walz, I could code talk. So basically, they were asking him, "Hey Tim, why were you selected for Kamala Harris campaign? What benefit did you bring?" And it's exactly what you think.
I knew I was on the ticket. I would argue because we did a lot of amazing progressive things in Minnesota that improved people's lives. But I also was on the ticket, quite honestly, because I could code talk to white guys watching football, fixing their truck, doing that I could put them at ease. I was the permission structure to say, look, you can do this and vote for this. And you look across those swing states, with the exception of Minnesota, we didn't get enough of those.
I was the guy that said, yeah.
Tim,
yeah.
What? He's the permission slip for
white guys.
Men
Yep.
fixing their trucks and watching football to vote for Kamala Harris.
Yep.
That's
how they think, bro. That's how they think.
Tampon Tim gave me permission.
Yep.
The man who looks like he's
He
going to
could
watch
co-talk
me
to you.
fuck his wife. Code talk to me?
Yeah, he code talked to you. He was speaking in dog whistles.
He was trying. He was trying.
You heard him loud and clear. It's okay to vote Harris. I think he is the source of white guys for Harris. I think he started that thinking that was a real thing.
Yep.
That was going to blow up.
Yep.
Remember?
I mean, there
That was
were white dudes for Harris. I can see them trying to think that, but that's just a bad strategy. Bold strategy, Cotton. Didn't pay off.
Nope.
And that's what he said at the end. I don't know if you caught it.
Yeah, I caught it.
Yeah.
I caught it. Did not pay off because it wasn't going to pay off. You could have got Pete Buttigieg would have done a way better job at being a VP candidate, or even Josh Shapiro. That's who they were thinking. I think he would have done a better job in a bigger swing state. Tim was just bad. He had many gaffes.
Yeah.
Along the way.
He's best friends with school shooters, bro. It's cool.
Yeah. So I don't know.
He chugged horse cum until he had to have it pumped out of his stomach. I don't care. That is detrimental to your political career.
No, Josh, but let me talk to you about the game on Sunday. Don't mind the horse cum. Forget about all that horse cum I
Rob,
drank.
I can't forget about the horse cum.
Look, we're talking politics. We're talking 4th and 10. If you got to make a first down, you got to chug all the horse cum you can.
That's right. That's right.
And that's
yeah.
why I can't forget about the horse cum, because it's just out there in front and center, and it's just.
No, that's when you go.
It's
no,
a sticky
Tim.
situation, Rob. It's a sticky situation.
No,
you know.
that's when you go.
I
No,
don't know
Tim.
how to finger my way through it.
No, Tim. It's 4th and 10. You can punt the ball. You don't have to drink the horse cum. There's still. It's the first quarter.
4th and inches. But Rob knows a whole bunch about inches.
Yeah.
I made a perfectly good football joke, and you wanna turn it on me like I'm Tim Walls.
That's right.
You wanna turn me around and fuck me like I'm Tim Walls.
You're so cute. I call you Tim Balls because I'm gonna get these balls in you, boy.
That's right. There's a sound coming.
There's a sound.
Gay.
No, you're gay. I'm sticking my penis in you. Taking
I'm
dick
gonna
is
come.
gay. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do when I stick my dick in you because you're gay.
Yeah, I'll agree with Josh on that one. Giving dick is a lot less gay than taking dick.
Yeah, being a bottom is a bitch move. At least if you're on top, you can at least, like, ancient Egyptians, you put your cum in somebody, you dominated them. Like, that's how it worked in ancient Egypt. That's how it's going to work with me and Rob.
No, that's not how it's gonna work with me and you.
That's absolutely how it's going to work.
That is not how it's gonna work.
It's gonna absolutely.
And 2, we're talking about horses here. That horse is in charge.
I'm not having a horse dominate me. That's all I'm saying.
We're not talking about
You want to
you.
have a horse dominate you. I can understand how
Listen,
that might be.
I'm
your
too
thing.
small. I'm too small.
If
No,
you
you're
got,
not gonna happen.
if you were able to extract a gallon of cum from that horse, I don't think he minds that you're in charge.
Now, I will say I do prefer couches over horses, so I think that's why I picked JD Vance.
Yeah.
I think that's why I picked JD Vance, even though he wears mascara.
Yeah, I was in the minority on this one. The
What do you mean?
debate, the debate was which was less gay, fucking the couch or drinking the cum.
It's still
what?
fucking the couch. Fucking the couch is still less gay than drinking horse cum.
Yeah, no.
Bro, you can fuck.
I'll
be in the minority on this one. Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
I said I'll be in the I accept my role in the in the
You
minority.
accept your role,
that just
but
doesn't
I
make
still
sense,
want
though.
to change your mind. It's wrong.
I don't.
And you should
I'm
feel
not.
wrong for thinking that way.
That's okay. I don't.
I know you think it's okay, Tim, but it's not okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Rob, I got some more fun stories. Do you have any more serious stories? You said you had some other news. I don't know.
I was just bookmarking stuff on. Let's just keep it rolling.
Okay. The last 2 that I have are fun news and stuff. So apparently, Diddy's trial is going on, and he has rejected plea deal. He said, "Nah, I ain't guilty." Please add the X5051 link in the description. That's a good idea. I should probably do that. But yeah. Apparently, Sean Diddy Combs says, he's rejecting the plea deal. Says he's not guilty of all the charges. So this is going to trial.
You're gonna be found guilty. He knows that, right?
Well, more content for us. That's gonna maybe this is when I kick off the legal series.
There you go. Yeah,
the Sean Diddy Combs legal series.
Yeah, get on that bandwagon, dude.
There you go. This could be the court TV of like O.J. Simpson made court TV. P. Diddy could make you, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he has pled guilty. He has pled not guilty to charges of sex trafficking, not guilty to charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. So those are the charges they brought against him. He said not guilty to all of them and turned down the deal. Defense attorney said that Combs' legal team discussed the offer with him and that together they decided to reject it. Said that the proposal would have given Combs a lighter sentence than he would receive if found guilty. Obviously, that's how plea deals work. Said the hearing was the last before the trial begins with jury selection on Monday. So it is coming quick, bro.
Yeah, they said right to.
When was this article?
Done.
Next Monday, jury selection.
This article. Bro. Yeah, this article was updated today. Yep.
Monday, like we're about to go to Friday tomorrow, my guy. So he's got a nice little long weekend to chill on his cock, and then
last Diddy party coming soon.
Last Diddy party. Him and Sam Bankman-Fried are gonna party together.
Yeah, man. The court will call 50 jurors. So there we go. The goal is to narrow down to 45 people. Wow.
45?
Yeah, because you need alternates and all that, but that's crazy.
You're
The
gonna bring a
court-
pool of 50 and cut 5 fucking people.
Yeah, that's kind of shit. Yeah.
That's how you're gonna have so many. This is Puff Daddy, P Diddy, Puffy, like the artist formerly known as Puffy. I don't know. Like, this nigga goes through 20 names a week.
Yeah, he's just as bad as Yeezy. Well, who's worse at like changing their name? Puff Daddy or Ye?
Puffy was the
Puffy.
original. Him and
Yeah.
Prince were the original two. Like, I'm gonna change my name every couple years. Like, he went from P Diddy to Puffy. Or it was like Puff Daddy to Puffy, back to Puff Daddy, then just Puff, then it was P Diddy, then just Diddy, then back to P Diddy, then Sean Diddy Combs, then just Sean Combs, then just Diddy again, then Sean Combs again.
Yeah.
Pick a fucking name, bro. I don't
Yeah.
even know who the fuck you are, and I don't think you know who the fuck you are either. You just being a new nigga, depending on what your schizophrenic ass fucking brain says to do.
So, it's the jury of your own peers. So, are there gonna be a bunch of rappers?
Yeah, no.
No, there ain't gonna be none of Sean Combs, P Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puff Mac.
Because in the rap
peers.
community, you know, they might let it slide.
Yeah, they're gonna have Snoop Dogg up there? No way, dude. Ain't happening.
If you get anyone like even like a mid-level rapper like on the jury, you know it's gonna be a hung jury, and that guy's gonna get a record deal like after the
Bunch of
fucking
haters.
hate.
How gay is it that Josh knows all that shit? Look, Josh is cultured, okay?
I am cultured. Now, what kind of culture I'm cultured in? That's another conversation we're not going to get into here. But I'm cultured.
It's
and
the
that's what's
fish
important.
culture. And if you were here at the beginning, you would know what that means.
Y'all don't know about fish like I do. I'm a fish expert. I've been there. Been there. In the ocean with the fishes. Swimming.
Yeah, so I guess the trial's starting soon. So if they're selecting jurors on Monday, you know, by Friday next week, we're rolling. I hope they televise it. I hope that would be good TV. How could you not televise it?
The revolution won't be televised.
It won't be
Starts here.
televised, but it will be televised.
Now, they didn't do Ghislaine Maxwell. We were all like, oh, why wasn't that televised? That wasn't televised.
Yeah, they got to prosecute the black man first. We got to set precedent here. You
OJ
gotta-
was. This has got to be televised. Let me see.
Yeah. Well, that'll be cool too, because like if it's at like a, it's not going to be, but if it were at a reasonable time, we could live stream along with it. But it's not going to be. It's going to be like Monday at 9 a.m. That's going to be terrible.
The trial of Sean Diddy Combs will not be televised, as broadcasting of federal court proceedings is generally prohibited. The best way to stay updated on the trial is through news outlets and newsletters such as Vulture's weekly newsletter.
All right, so we'll just have to do it every episode on the Swampcast. We'll just get it up.
Yeah, United States v. Diddy is going to be what it's
Yeah.
called. Dude.
Oh, there you go. Johnson & Johnson should sponsor the Diddy case. Get them baby oils.
The Johnson, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's going on. Speaking of black people being prosecuted, here you go. This is an update that we've been waiting on. You ready?
Oh, baby.
Self-proclaimed super mayor Tiffany Henyard leaves office in the next few weeks after being badly beaten at the ballot box. Questionable spending, clashes with trustees, and an ongoing
We
FBI
don't
investigation
care.
led to her undoing.
Investigative reporter
I
Ben
love my
Bradley
baby
broke
mama.
many of the stories that expose the issues, and tonight
I
he
never
returns
let
to
it
the
go.
south suburbs for a new accounting of Henyard's reign.
I love y'all. And nothing you can do about it.
The curtain will soon close on the Tiffany Henyard show, but not before one last dance.
Supervisor,
Oh, stop it, man.
come on now.
Go on, be with
People want to know what's next for you.
Why you out here? Why you out here?
What do you mean, why, bitch?
We were there for Henyard's final food giveaway and a new tally.
Yo, she got so much money, she out here giving away eggs. You see
Buy
that?
them motherfuckers some expensive ass eggs. Oh, y'all know eggs expensive as shit right now.
Come on now.
Fuck them eggs.
People want to know what's next for
You
you.
know what's next? Why you out here? Why are you out here?
We were there for
Right there. Look at that big ass crate. Look at all them eggs, man.
Hey, look, you know, say what you will.
Uh-huh.
Tax funded eggs.
She got a lot of
this
them.
is ridiculous.
It says egg. She's got pie crust down there. I don't know what these bottles are. Is that like liquid egg?
Yeah,
For
what's going
Henyard's
on there?
final food giveaway and a new tally of what she's cost taxpayers. On Easter weekend, cars lined up for blocks. Tens of thousands of tax dollars spent for another one of Henyard's famous food giveaways.
Our last hurrah, and I did not vote for that woman, and I'll never vote for her. But
It's like, I ain't vote for that bitch, but I take her free food. Hell yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if it's your money's being spent, go get some eggs.
It sure enough is. God damn. All right, let's keep going.
give me something to eat today.
I like the giveaways, but I don't like her.
That's right.
She's nasty.
She's giving us back what we already gave.
That's
but
right.
Ain't nobody else doing that.
That's
either.
right.
Tiffany Henyard does spend a lot of money, some of it on worthwhile
Out here with the
programs,
car wash.
but she's also benefited handsomely and questionably. Newly obtained records show last year Henyard was paid more than $347,000 from Dalton and Thornton Township, the two governments she runs.
Got to keep her looking pretty.
Chicago's
Yeah.
mayor
keep her looking pretty.
Henyard's comp includes
There was a-
$282,000
wait
from
and see
the
if there's this
township,
clip.
which also gave her a $4,900 per month expense allowance and an $1,100 monthly vehicle allowance.
Jesus.
That's despite the fact Dalton taxpayers spent 6 figures on 2 SUVs police used to chauffeur Henyard.
Trustee Gray Everett, Supervisor Henyard.
And did we mention Henyard hasn't attended a single meeting since she lost re-election?
Why haven't you been to board meetings since your
Why you
defeat?
think?
And work.
She's not even answering, bro. Turn that music up.
It just
She's
proves
talking to
that
her
what she
constituents.
was
She
doing was very
busy.
selfish. It
That's
wasn't.
not her.
busy.
That's her boys. She's fucking cranking the music.
She's busy.
Yeah.
Have some
Are these
respect,
tax
she
funded
busy.
kisses?
Yeah.
We getting tax funded kisses out here.
That's right.
She was doing was very selfish. It wasn't about the people.
Stephanie Wiedemann worked for the township for 20 years and blew the whistle on many of Henyard's antics.
If she would have just said, "Oh, I made a mistake," everybody would have moved on.
No.
We pointed out the mistakes, and she put on the show. You know, everybody paid attention because every 2 weeks it was like a sitcom.
Y'all are black.
Yeah.
Y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman.
That's my quote,
that's
baby.
in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. You the ones that's costing the village money.
Oh, we're gonna miss her.
She'll be back. Mark my words.
WGN Investigates has documented first-class trips for Henyard and her entourage that cost taxpayers well over $100,000. There was a stay at a Four Seasons and steak dinners. In late 2023, this was how she explained it.
I do not handle anything as
Oh,
relates to
remember
any
that?
credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
She like, I don't remember.
She's so hot when she lies.
No comment.
I know. No comment.
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Taxpayers are the ones stuck with the bill. The supervisor and others get unusual perks, including $600 a day for every day they travel out of state for the township. And
Put this in perspective. If I have to have a driver that stays out of town longer than expected or needs to do something like that, I give him a $50 a day per diem.
Yeah.
This bitch out here getting $1,000.
Yeah,
a
$600 a day. I mean, you're making a week's paycheck.
Yeah, she
on a
getting
weekend.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
$400 per day for travel within Illinois, plus the cost of their travel expenses.
Oh,
we
and we're gonna pay for your flight and your rental car. Okay.
Your successor, whether he agrees with the supersized paydays.
What you make is based upon what you are able to deliver. That's more so saying, like, you know, people believe that professional athletes shouldn't get paid millions of dollars, that doctors should be, or teachers for that matter. So I'm not going to get here and go into a debate about what should be getting or what should be this salary or this.
With what we've been through and how easily we saw it is to abuse the system, I think it's
He's
important.
liking himself to NFL stars or, fucking.
You're a mayor. You're out there every night putting your body on the line.
No, you're serving
For the people.
public.
For the people.
Yeah. No. And Trigger, she was the mayor and elected lead of the township of Thornton. Like, this
Yeah.
was a ongoing series that we've covered. I would encourage you to go look at, like, just YouTuber, and there's a lot of videos that kind of concisely break down all the dumb shit she's done.
The best one is Actual Justice Warrior playlist. He's got a whole playlist on Super Mayor. Go check it out. It's really good. Tim is a cheap ass. No, $50 is the per diem. That's what you get for expenses. Okay, they're getting a regular paycheck on top of that. But still, I am a cheap ass, and I'll continue to be because it's profitable.
Because like food would cover $50 for food. Like, unless you're door dashing shit, like then that covers like 2 or 3 meals.
Yeah, like I'm paying for your hotel. I'm paying for you to work. So you're driving the truck out there. You're getting your daily rate and all that other shit. You just get $50 also to buy food.
Well, maybe that brings up a good question there, Tim. Does she get the hotel comp separately, or is that part
No,
of
they said the $600 plus her traveling expenses. So that would include the flight, the rental.
I missed that part.
Yeah. So that would cover flight, rental car, hotel. That should cover all that. Plus 600.
And they're going to Vegas not for like some like governmental
Right.
thing, but to fuck. Like they're just going
That's it.
to like literally going to Vegas to fuck.
Whoa,
dude.
Rob, are you just mad 'cause
That's
you
what
didn't go to
that's
Vegas
what
to fuck?
happened. No.
You're just mad
That's
because you
what
didn't go to
happened.
Vegas to fuck. That's what I'm hearing.
I am mad
little
about
bit,
it,
a
and
little
it's
bit.
not even my tax money.
Yeah, we are a bunch of haters, and Mr. newly elected town council member, you better not go to Vegas to fuck, or we'll find out.
Buddy,
Sean, if
I
you're
would be
gonna go to
mad if
Vegas,
you're
you're
not
gonna go to
stealing
Vegas to fuck.
taxpayers' money. You better be stealing
You better
taxpayers'
share.
money.
That's all I'm saying. If you don't, I'm snitching.
That's right. That's right.
I hope you start a polygamous compound with a bunch of Tiffany Henyard wives.
How do we join? How do we get in
Yeah.
this compound?
That the residents pay attention and continue to pay attention
Stephanie
and continue to
Weidman?
hold people accountable.
Not a
Despite it all, the spending, a questionable cancer charity, an ongoing FBI investigation,
I didn't
and
know
even
about
a brawl
that.
at a
What, you forgot about Tiffany Henyard's cancer charity where she smuggled a bunch of money there too? Rob froze again. He's gonna die. This happens regularly now. Yep.
That's a great.
Rob
That's
froze.
a great screenshot of him, though.
Yeah, we could do stuff with that.
Yeah, you definitely do stuff with that.
Hold on, let me make sure we get it nice and big. There you go.
Oh, chat, have fun with that one.
Yeah. No, he'll be back in a minute. But yeah. No, she did. She had a cancer charity. I don't know if you know that. And she smuggled like a bunch of like town payer and council, all that money. She put all that in there too.
Man, I love
It's an
this
expense, guys, and it's an expense.
It is
yeah.
an expense, and she expensed it. I respect it.
Yeah.
You don't pay for business.
I'm gonna miss her though. I am. It's been my profile picture for a while. I'm gonna miss her. We got to find a new super mayor.
New super. I don't know. This might be the death of the super mayor.
Yeah, we got to get us a new one. We need a new queen to go out there and slay all the whatever.
Oh God.
Yeah, man. There's more to. There was one. I hate to do it without Rob, but there's only like one piece I'm waiting on. Oh yeah, that was the fight. The fight that broke out at the council meeting. That was cool.
Henyard still has her supporters.
I think she's doing what men have been doing for years as far as her security.
God
goes.
damn it.
She needs that.
She give back to the community, so I mean, what more can people ask for?
And Tiffany Henyard vows the show will go on.
You told us on election day we haven't heard the last of you. What's next for you?
It's a lot next for me. Stay tuned.
A lot.
She ain't done.
Not by a long shot. Tiffany Henyard for president, 2028.
Yeah, her versus AOC. I'm backing Tiffany.
I'm back in 10. Yeah, I back her.
Yeah,
Crab
we know.
legs for everybody.
Crab legs. She's just gonna go out there. For what? For what'd she say? She said, "For what? Loving on the people? You mad at me for what?" Those were some good times there. Josh, was there anything that came up that you noticed in the last couple of days that you wanted to talk about, or has it just been a chill week for you?
Man, I spent the whole day with very little cell phone service on top of one of the biggest mountain peaks in the United States in Mount Lemon. So,
Yeah.
I really wasn't paying attention to the news.
Yeah.
Stock market's not tanking anymore. Tariffs aren't scaring anybody. You know, it's a pretty peaceful world right now. It's an interesting 100 days. So.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. Vance said it's not the tariffs that are killing everything. It's all Biden's fault.
You know,
He
I'm
said that
fine-
today.
I'm fine with them blaming Biden still. It's easy. It's low-hanging fruit. They
Yeah.
can say that everything that's still going on is they're still trying to correct the mistakes Biden made, and you're going to see everything that Trump did closer to Christmas when it really matters and the holidays hit and your Thanksgiving comes and Christmas shopping comes. You're going to see everything that the Trump administration, the Trump economy is going to do for you. It gave you Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's going to give you more for the next 3 years afterwards. Robert, I missed you so fucking much. What happened?
Same thing has been happening all night.
I'm being cyber attacked by Tiffany Henyard's black team of IT professionals.
Yeah. Black motorcycle ninjas coming out.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. T-Mobile is like
Gay?
T-Mobile is like doing the firmware. Like it's the third time there's been a firmware update on my router.
That's what your router sounds like right now. Real gay. Here, I'll give him the good news. Here you go. This was the good news that you missed.
Good news. You missed the good news.
Not that.
Henyard still has her supporters.
I think she's doing what men have been doing for years as far as her security and all those things. She needs that.
She give back to the community, so I mean, what more can people
That's
ask
right.
for?
And
That's right.
Tiffany Henyard vows the show will go on.
You told us on election day we haven't heard the last of you. What's next for you?
It's a lot next for me. Stay tuned.
Tiff's coming back, bro.
Yeah, she's gonna run for like state now. She's gonna.
Josh
she's
said
gonna go up.
president. Josh said president.
Tiffany Henyard, Democrat nominee, 2028. She going to the White House, my guy. You thinking too small. I got Henyard White House.
Yeah, I would vote for her.
I vote for her. Fuck it, I vote for the first time in my life for a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see for real though? Like AOC is like she's got like a full on campaign going.
Yeah, I would expect her to at this point. Holy fuck,
Yeah.
I was expecting her to do it last cycle and she didn't. Fucking stupid bitch.
And here's the thing: we are waiting until 2028 as a third party to pick our candidate. We need to have our candidate now.
My
He needs to be
nigga,
getting his
they're
name
waiting
out
until
there.
2028. See, this is the lamest fucking talk. We pick our candidate before either of the other two do. If we had primaries in the same clip that they did, all we would know is going into convention, we'd have a better idea, but we don't have
Who would
bonded
win,
delegates the way the other fucking parties do. That's our problem. It's not that we don't pick our candidate earlier, it's that we don't have bonded delegates. So all of the fucking straw polls and all of the fucking caucuses and all of the fucking primaries don't mean shit. Fuck. Look at fucking North Carolina. They chose fucking Time Traveler as the fucking.
Yeah, they did.
Could
They
you
did. They
imagine
did.
if-
Fuck those guys.
It was good.
Like, that's the
enjoyed it.
problem. We don't have bonded delegates. So our delegates make this into a giant fucking joke, and we don't have any certainty till after convention when we nominate our candidate. Which, realistically, the other two parties don't have certainty either. The Democrats don't do it till July. The Republicans don't do it till August. We do it in fucking May, so we're already out 2, 3, 4 months ahead of these fucking losers. And we still, we're not doing it early enough. Fuck, should we fucking nominate them in 2020 fucking 5? Pick them fucking
Yes.
this year. We give them 3 years. They're still gonna fucking lose at less than 1%, you stupid fucking retards. Get your fucking head out of your asses.
We gotta
No,
pick
I think no. You do. We do need to run it earlier because it's a messaging campaign. So you
And
have
you're
longer to
still
get the
gonna
messaging
get less
out.
than 1%, and you're still gonna lose, and it's still gonna be a wasted messaging campaign because you fucking
Not if you keep
quantify
doing
the
it like-
message,
like
how
that.
the message was reaching people by how many votes they got.
I do think
don't think so.
I do think there would be some benefit in picking it in 2026 for the 2028 race. However, if you look back like on the last cycle, imagine if Rechtenwald had won in 2024, but we selected him in 2022, and then he went on his same arc that he's going on now.
Yeah, true.
That would have been terrible. And that's the only thing I worry about, because like people in the Libertarian Party come and go, and like especially like the higher they get, like I don't know. I feel like whatever candidate that we got, if we picked it too early, they would embarrass us way sooner.
I think the candidate right now that we kind of all want, at least I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah, Spike
isn't gonna do the campaigning right now.
Josh doesn't want Spike. Who do you want to run for the LP ticket, if not Spike?
Honestly,
You're gonna get one. So who do you want?
I don't. I would.
Okay,
honestly,
so you want a bad one. You want Chase to run again.
No, I would actually at this point, like thinking about it more, just vote Noda. You don't have a good candidate. No, but we really
That would
the
be the
LP
best
does
one.
not
Yeah.
have a good candidate. I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm not saying vote for Chase or vote for anybody. I'm saying we do not have viable candidates. We do not have a bench of confident people who can do this shit on a high level.
Larry.
So,
Yeah.
who? Larry Sharp.
Yep, that's who he said. Larry Sharp. Yeah.
Get out of here. Larry's had his opportunity so many times, and he's fucking burned so many bridges because he's chosen to play politician instead of being a good fucking libertarian, as people call it. And I respect Larry and what he's done. Don't get me wrong. You can buy Matthew McConaughey a fucking lifetime membership. Nobody's.
Yeah.
Guess what? We can nominate Matthew McConaughey, and he has a lifetime membership, and he could show up to fucking wherever we have the 28, 27, whatever convention, and he can get nominated and accepted and run, and everybody will tell him he's a shit libertarian for his UBI fucking stance,
Yep.
and they'll fucking do the same thing they did to RFK, is we have a viable candidate, but we're gonna fucking throw him away because you're fucking stupid, and you care more about purity tests and dick measuring contests, and who's got the foreskin and who don't, than just who can fucking win and who can't.
Yeah, there's a problem with that, and there is like a value, like in not running a presidential candidate, just using those resources elsewhere, helping. But there is like value in running a candidate that can speak well and can speak to our issues well on a national level. So it has to be the right person. To your point, if the right person isn't available or isn't willing to do it, then we shouldn't run anybody. But I do think that Spike would be a good person to put in that position. Even if we're not like funding his campaign and like throwing a bunch of money at it, just having him as the spokesperson for the party would be a benefit overall.
I'm gonna let y'all talk. I'm gonna go get another drink, and I'm gonna just fucking trash everything y'all just said, even not even hearing it real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
That's okay. Josh won't even be in the party in the next 5 years, so that's fine.
5? You're very, very generous.
Yeah, I'm being very generous. We'll give it maybe 1. How about that? Maybe 1.
It doesn't cost the party money though. No, but it costs them time because they all like volunteer for it, and like they're I don't know.
Does it not cost us money, Sean? Because I'm pretty sure
we pay for ballot access, right?
Yeah, we pay
That's
for
like,
ballot access. That's
pretty
huge.
Yeah.
And also, Chase's people were bitching about how we didn't give them any money and shit or give them any support when we did. And so it's like, yeah, it costs us a lot of money nationwide to maintain ballot access. It does. And, not for people not trying, but like people weren't coming out. We lost ballot access in New Mexico, and we had to try to get that back. Pretty sure we lost it in Georgia, Chase's home state. Due to low votes in gubernatorial races as well as other statewide races.
Turns out Georgians don't like the gays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than that.
Oh,
maybe,
here you go. This is for you, Josh. Right here.
That probably would have. If you flip the roles, I'll think about it.
Yeah, Josh wants to be the top.
Yeah, we talked about this. I'm not going to bottom for anybody. So here we go. I didn't hear anything of what you guys said. You guys probably had a lot of really good arguments and good points that you
we were
made.
just chilling. What?
I was trying to like build you fuckers up, and
we did all right. We did fine. Yeah, we were excellent. In fact, our arguments were infallible, and you cannot compete.
I'm going to Keith, though. Let me tell you why all you are wrong and you suck and you should feel bad for your wrongness.
Okay.
We'll start with Spike, because I love Spike. I can't wait to see Spike in June. I love Spike. I love Tasha. They are probably two of the most God-honest, genuinely excellent people I've met in this party. But Spike is going to do so much more for liberty with the You Are the Power movement thing that he's doing in his little nonprofit, that it would be the most epic waste of his fucking time and effort to go out and run a presidential campaign for the LP, that I would be highly disappointed, and I would question for a lot of the You Are the Power people why they would continue to invest their time and effort into that when Spike's going to go gallivanting off doing some dumb shit that's not going to net any kind of return on the investment he's going to make in that race. Now, that was being nice with Spike. Let me move on to Larry.
Hang on,
here.
before you do, we've disagreed on this before, but I just want to reiterate, like, it would be a profile building experience. Like, he built his profile so much just by being VP. If he was the lead candidate, it would continue to build his profile that much further, even if he didn't win.
And I'm going to push back on that. He didn't build his profile by being VP. He built his profile by making good connections and then getting on to
Because of where he was, because he was the nominee or the candidate.
I disagree with that. I just think Spike is a interesting person. He knows how to network and market himself to people, and he's once again an interesting personality. He can speak eloquently. He can talk in a way that normal people understand, and he looks good and sounds good on camera and in front of a mic. So I don't blame people like Kennedy or people who, on Fox News who offered to bring Spike on. But that was Spike's work. That wasn't anything that had to do with the LP. That was Spike's actual doing and putting himself in front of the right people. And I'm not going to give any credit to Joe Jorgensen or the LP or the political machine behind that campaign. And I'm going to give the credit solely and squarely to Spike Cohen and the personal efforts he put in on that campaign. Because if you hear some of the insider stories, that shit was fucking phenomenally fucked up in 2020. And I'm surprised Joe Jorgensen and him did as well as they did. And El Barfo said it in the comments. It is sad. It's sad. It absolutely is. But I want to move away from Spike because I like Spike. I love Spike. I love Tasha. And I don't have anything negative to say about Spike. I just think that Spike has a better return on his value sticking with You Are the Power. And it's a big waste of his time and effort. And I don't want to see him waste his time and effort. Now, I'll move on to Larry here because that's the next person. Everybody's going, oh, Larry Sharp, Larry Sharp, Larry. Look, Larry had his time. He's had multiple opportunities. He's been fucking red voted every time. The delegates don't want him. Why? Larry is a pure politician. I love Larry for that. Larry understands how to network, how to market himself, how to make deals, how to concede the point, read the room, figure out how to, be politically advancing. And people in the LP hate Larry for that because people in the LP hate capitalism. They hate self-promotion. They hate advancement. They just hate the free market really is honestly what it is. Most actual LP members, like your stock rank and file, they hate people who think like Larry, who talk like Larry, who act like Larry.
I don't hate the way, I mean, I know you're not talking about me, but
no.
Like, I don't even think that's it though. Like, he's just not, Larry's good and he's fine, but that's it. He's just fine. He doesn't have the factor that's like going to be like, get you motivated. That's me personally, but I feel like that kind of translates to more people than just me.
Yeah. He does have political experience with like all the requirements that New York State sets in front of him, like as far as going out and getting signatures, shit like that. He does have political experience, but like it just kind of brings me back to the Joe Rogan episode when he went on there and like was not able to convince Joe Rogan on privatizing education. It's like that's like one of the big things you need to be good on messaging. And for whatever reason, he wasn't able to get the message across to a mass audience.
Stick the landing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to be able to stick big landings like that.
So there we go. So we can
What,
toss
this guy can stick it real good.
Oh yeah, this
all in.
Now, this guy. No, what you do? You run Lars because he has money and he can do it
Yeah.
on his own.
That's right.
So then tell Lars to go run it on his own and use his money without us. And there's my point where Lars doesn't need the LP. I don't know why he tries to hitch his wagon to this. The dude's got fucking money. He can spend it. It's not a problem for him. He can do it on his own. I get it's expensive and you're looking for the ballot access, but dude, you're already gonna dump millions of dollars in the ballot access in all these whack ass states to maybe win an electoral college. Like Lars, go found another business, go sell that for a couple $100 million more, and go do something else. There's a ton of nonprofits you could donate to, a ton of charities, a ton of different liberty organizations, and your money would be better spent there than helping some fucking goofy LP kid in a fucking ill-fitting suit who can't fucking get a haircut or shave his fucking beard to look appropriate, fucking get a 0.5% of a fucking vote in Wisconsin.
So, if the election were held today, who would you prefer to be the candidate? Because they're not going to pick no one. They're just not going to.
We came awfully close last time.
Yeah, the no to 300. But I think what would have happened if that would have actually went through is another candidate would have been chosen. They would have picked like Clint Russell or somebody like that. Because
Yeah, the plan. That's
people
what
were
the plan was on the floor.
people were confused about the rules. They thought if we picked Noda that there would be no candidate, and that's why they voted for Chase.
The bylaws are
it says none of the people above. It doesn't mean you can't choose a candidate. This is basic libertarian bullshit.
No, if you
I have a degree in libertarian bullshit. I am correct.
I know you're an expert, but so am I. And for someone who, you know, like if you read the bylaws, they are very black and white on this, and it's kind of fucking retarded. And this is where I was saying coming out of the last convention is that we need a wholesale overhaul on the entire national bylaws. Like I'm talking completely delete them and rewrite them absolutely, because it's stupid shit like that. No, if we would have noted Chase and Noda would have won, that's it. The bylaws state that if nobody wins, that's it. Noda is the candidate. We don't move along, and we figure it out from there.
Yes.
There is no we add somebody in.
No. Yes, there is, because all you do is suspend the rules, and then you do it anyway.
You can't suspend the bylaws.
Sure you can.
It would have had to be a bylaw. You would have to vote on a bylaw
change.
change.
The bylaws.
They would have done it, dude. That's my point. Whatever measure they would have had to take, they would have done it.
Yeah.
I feel like they would have. They would have done it.
That was the plan on the floor. That was the plan on the floor, at least in the Mises caucus circles and communication lines, was like vote Noda, and then we're going to try to get Clint to run.
Sean says it goes to the LNC, and then they would have picked somebody.
You guys have not read your bylaws. You don't understand your bylaws. And it's really sad that a bunch of people in the LP who claim to be leadership can't read or understand, interpret.
I was not elected to read.
I know, that's a problem. Y'all don't read, and then you can't lead as a result. It's terrible and tragic.
They would have done whatever they wanted. They would have done whatever they wanted.
Yeah,
because
they
there's
can't
too many
read.
people.
If those kids could read, they wouldn't be doing
matter.
whatever they wanted, and that's terrible.
But it wouldn't matter, because at the end of the day, both the Mises side and the not Mises side would not have been okay with not running a candidate. I think they should have been, and that may have been the better option, especially in hindsight.
We would have had a repeat of the very last round. We would have gotten another fucking burst of Noda, and I would have lost my shit at that point. And I would have fucking violated that entire room.
Yeah, he's our favorite Nazi, but he ain't it. Yeah, he wouldn't have won. I don't think anybody would have won. Josh, the kind of guy to let his wife peg him. Am I right, Tim? Fuck you. See, now you're getting it from Trey.
Not let his wife peg him. I'm not letting Laura peg me.
Yeah, fuck you.
She got powerful hips. 2 powerful hips. You wouldn't be able to survive.
Hips don't lie. You are right, Rob. I've seen them.
I would hope so.
Look, I got at least twice. At least twice. Maybe not more than that, but at least twice.
Listen, we could do better. We could get this guy. You know, we could have him.
No.
There's not like we were saying before, like the Democrats don't have a bench, the Libertarians don't have a bench.
They never had a bench. That's their
Yeah,
problem.
we can get this guy, you know.
Okay, Mike, maybe Mike.
Oh, okay, now it's maybe we can run a candidate.
You know,
Okay.
if y'all was smart, you would have done that a year
Yeah.
ago. But you know, like hindsight 2020.
Funny how the turntables.
I'll tell you, Mike was the underdog of the fucking convention. Like he came out swinging. He came out hot. Like
yeah.
If you were in the convention room, I remember I was telling Tim this. Like
Yeah.
Termont was a sleeper because he didn't win the straw. He didn't raise the most money, right? The fucking rich dude who was like basically a Republican.
Balls. Belay.
Yeah, Belay. He got in somehow over Mike, and Mike was touring the whole country, touring conventions and shit. And then Mike got on the stage, and I almost cried at one point, dude. Mike was crying on there. Like, he's a good speaker as far as, like, getting his message across.
We could have had this guy. Made Barfo's day.
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty good guy right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still reserving all of my shit for Angela whenever everything comes out. We'll see.
I'm trying to get her on the show.
Yeah.
Make her come on and
It'd be
talk.
nice. It'd be nice.
I think there's no fairer podcast that she could go on than the Swamp Creatures. You let her know. This is the place.
If you want to air your grievances, we're the place to come. Ain't nobody gonna shelter and coddle her more than we would.
That's not what I said.
I said that.
I ain't sheltering shit. We're gonna talk and we're gonna be real about it.
Leave my albino Tiffany Henyard alone.
We'll give her the credit where it's due, and then we'll not where we don't.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have anything else. We just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went off on a rant about LP shit, so that was cool.
Bonus show.
Bonus.
Yeah, we're gonna do on Sunday. We're gonna do some more shit. I don't know. You guys got to let us know if there's any interesting LP meetings. I don't want to tune into an LP meeting that's boring about business. Shit has to happen. People got to be resigning. Yeah, something's got to be going on. So I'm open to other states, but if ain't shit happening, we ain't listening, and we'll just do like a regular members. Checking out breaking news, dank memes, all that kind of shit. We'll go look at those things and see what y'all have been talking about. But yeah, we'll be back on Sunday. We got until August to do the fantasy football shit. That's a long ways away. So get in the Discord.
Ways away, yeah.
Yeah, get in the Discord. We're gonna go play some games after this. You guys want to plug anything? Rob?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. R. Vincent Comedy at R. Vincent Comedy. I'll be in Lafayette, Louisiana this Saturday doing the Dark Hour, Dark Jokes at the Blue Moon Saloon. And then on Saturday, the 10th, I'll be in St. Augustine with Robbie Bernstein doing another Porch Tour show.
Nice. What is this? Libertarian Happy Hour mentioned us last week. Who's that?
Cool.
Maybe
it's not. Cool.
Stop using pronouns. Who the fuck is you?
Yeah, who them?
Right. Is it Tim? Did they mention Rob? Did they mention the swamp?
Yeah, it was probably us. We probably did something stupid collectively.
Yeah. Probably
yeah.
they
What are the plans? Come find out on the Discord. We'll talk about it there. Good stream. All right, guys. We'll see you. Adios.
Next Tuesday.
No, we'll see you Sunday first.
If you're
a member,
members.
if you're a member, we'll see you on Sunday, and then we'll see you on